Well, hey everybody, we're in the bee yard again one more time at least. It's the middle of October. Things are starting to cool off, but it's still warm enough these guys are pretty active, so I'm still feeding on a fairly regular basis, trying to get as much growth out of these guys as I can before wintertime comes in. This hive in particular has really struggled. Just has not done nearly as well as the hive on the right, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. But you can see they're making some honey in there. Got a fair number of bees. For a long time it just struggled. They just didn't populate. They didn't seem to work as hard. I don't know what the deal was. They have certainly overcome that in the last few weeks, but I'm just hopeful that maybe they've developed enough resolution here to survive the winter. Gonna keep feeding them as long as I can. I guess I'm supposed to quit that once they quit actively flying, so that's gonna be, I suspect, in the next couple of weeks, but it's hard to say. It's a pretty good frame of bees there. And on this frame, we still have a little bit of brood you can see in there that's waiting to hatch. Put your hand over them and they'll move out of the way. You can see there's still some brood in there, some nice winter bees that are coming into play. So hopefully there'll be enough of them to cluster up and survive. This hive, at least for sure, is going to go into a building for winter. Keep as much wind away from it as possible. Pull one more frame here, see how we're doing. Oh, well, there's the queen. I don't know if you guys can see her or not. And there she is, right there. See if we can get her in there. You guys can see her. There she is. Happy little girl, busily doing stuff. Let's put that back down. Definitely things are looking up in here. I think this next frame is going to be pretty much all honey. Oh yeah, this frame is heavy. Look at that. Quite a bit of honey in there. Turn it around to the other side. It's just about completely full of honey on this side. So definitely got some resources. The next frame has got quite a bit of honey in it. I'm just really worried about the population on this hive, but we'll see. They might be fine. Okay, now I've been mixing my sugar water a little heavier. In fact, it's 2 parts sugar to 1 part water. Maybe if we turn this camera here a little bit, we'll get to see them drink. A lot of times when I start pouring this, they'll come and drink right out of the stream. Alright, I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to go get me another pitcher full of syrup. Learning to find the queen has been a challenge for me, but there's a couple of little things I've learned that make it easier. In this picture you can see she's got a longer abdomen, shorter wings, and she doesn't have as much fuzz as the other bees. In fact, she's almost hairless. Whenever she's running around, you usually will find her where there's a bunch of empty cells where she can lay eggs. And she will have an entourage with her, so there's more activity and more noise wherever she is. If she does decide to stop, her entourage will form a circle around her in an almost flower petal-like pattern, and it points right at her. Well, as most of you know, I am a rank amateur at this beekeeping thing. This is my first year. And before I started this, I did a lot of research, or at least I tried to. Watched a lot of videos, read whatever I could find. And I came across a couple of resources that, to me, are just really valuable. This book right here, Backyard Beekeeping and Honey Production. It's written by Rant. If you've never had bees before, or even if you've had them for a while, the information in this book is really solid, and it's really well written. I actually picked this book up, and it was a rainy afternoon, and I sat down and I read through the entire book before I put it down. Phil writes from a perspective of a beekeeper, and you can feel his passion for it in the way that the book is written. So I would highly recommend that if you're interested in beekeeping, that you take a minute and get on Amazon or someplace and order you a copy of this. And I will include the title of the book and the author in the description in case you want to find it. The other one that I found that was really helpful is the University of Guelph Bee Research, U of G Bee Research Center. They have a YouTube channel, and Paul Kelly does an excellent job of talking us amateurs through the beginning steps of beekeeping. All right, we're going to pop open the healthy hive here. I shouldn't say it that way. This is just the more populated hive. All right. Yeah. Now that's the way I wanted both of these hives to look. See how many bees we got in here? Seriously, this is amazing. All right, I'm going to give these guys a little bit of sugar water here. It's a little difficult when they're all crowding in the feeder, but we'll just pour slow and easy, and they'll move over. Some of them will get sticky and need to get licked off. All right, let's pull a couple frames and just see what's going on in here. Oh yeah, there's a lot of honey in this one. It's heavy. Look at that, clear full. It's gonna be well set up for winter. This one's really heavy. Look at all that good honey in there. Little bit of brood still in the bottom, but mostly we're just looking at honey. See if there's any more reserves as we get farther over. See a little bit more brood, but this time of the year I think a lot of brood would probably be fairly unusual. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of brood there. See if I can hold this so you can see. Okay, so we got, this is honey up in here. See these yellow cells that are sticking out a little bit? That's all brood comb. This is brood comb that's hatched down below. All right, there we go. There's some with some definite brood. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. But we got the brood going on here in this area. And that's where my camera battery died. But what I was really hoping to show you is that the empty cells in that frame, quite a few of them are filled with larvae. So there's definitely going to be some more bees yet this fall. And hopefully both hives will continue to add a few more bees until the weather gets really cold. Now that doesn't look very bee related, but I'm betting that maybe it has something to do with what's coming up in the next video. So thanks for watching, everybody, And if you want to see what this piece of equipment's up to, why, stay tuned. God bless.